We have an absolutely insane trade report from the Athletics' Jim Bowden, which features the Yankees trading away top prospect Jasson Dominguez in a trade that would be one of the best decisions the Yankees could make this offseason. However, there are many stipulations which would have to happen for this trade to even be considered, which I'm going to be talking about here in this video, and how this suits the Yankees very well. Now, before we get into all of this news, we notice that 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your New York Yankees news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us here on the channel. We're covering everything New York Yankees. But without any further ado, let's get into this topic and this trade, because this is a very, very crazy trade, an absolutely insane report to be able to cover and kind of look at from the Yankees' point of view at this very moment. And I'll pull up that trade right here. The Athletics' Jim Bowden fielded questions from fans about a potential mock trade packages and was asked about the St. Louis Cardinals, one involving Ryan Helsely, Victor Scott II, and Steven Matz for Jasson Dominguez. Now, immediately, a lot of people would say this trade is probably not one they would want to do, but looking at it and looking at what would happen according in line with Juan Soto, this could be a very sneaky trade for the New York Yankees. And I will pull up right now, first of all, going over Victor Scott II, the 83rd prospect in baseball from Baseball America, in Baseball Prospectus, 64th, and he was in the Futures game in 2023, a very speedy outfielder, only 23 years old, and I think has a lot of potential. You know, one of these guys that really didn't have the opportunity too much in St. Louis. He played 53 games in the MLB, didn't have the best of seasons last season in those 53 games. However, switched his stance near the end of the season and started to play very, very well. Although, too little, too late, and ultimately, we didn't get to see the full amount for Victor Scott here in this season. And well, of course, also 23 years old, only will be getting better in the prospect status of things, and looking to only get better as well, and as he gets more time in the MLB, as he would naturally anyways. But Ryan Helsely, I'm sure this one every Yankees fan especially, is familiar with. Ryan Helsely has been an incredible pitcher the past few seasons, and kind of looking at what we're seeing from him the past year, and especially most recent last season at 29 years old, he pitched incredible. A 7-4 record as a closer with a 2.04 ERA and 49 saves. Ryan Helsey's been one of the best pitchers, one of the best closers in baseball for quite some time. And he's also a very flexible guy that you can, even if you don't want to have him as a closing position, you can. He can be a relief pitcher, a late relief, middle relief. You can really put him in whenever you want, and he will get the job done. Throws over 100 pretty consistently, and has some gross stuff as well. And as I mentioned, one of the best relievers in baseball, something that Yankees would absolutely love to have. You can never have too many relievers, too many outstanding pitchers. With the offense the Yankees already have, continuing to add pitching to this lineup would be absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, this trade does feature Jasson Dominguez. So, really, what does this mean? Does Jasson Dominguez have really any say in this? And from according to what we've seen from Aaron Boone and what the whole team is saying, that Jasson Dominguez will have a bigger role next season. And as you see here, from Aaron Boone, Jasson Dominguez is expected to be one of the big part of what we do in this coming year. Now, a lot of Yankees fans really questioned what we have here from Aaron Boone. Really questioned if he's telling the truth, because we've seen Jasson Dominguez in just a few games in the MLB, but at left field, you know, we know Jasson Dominguez is a center fielder, did not look comfortable in left field, yet still played a bit center, and really just didn't seem to have the wheels underneath him just yet. But as I mentioned, kind of the same with Victor Scott. You just need time in the MLB for some of these guys. You know, you're not going to adjust in 1 to 2 games. We've seen that for years and years, no matter what prospect, no matter what player. It's going to take time to develop. And as long as they do and bring the right path to Jasson Dominguez, I absolutely see no reason why he's not going to succeed in the MLB, and he's already still their top prospect available. And of course, we still do have a few outfield prospects, but Jasson Dominguez tops them all. And of course, we still have Aaron Judge. We still have the potential of Juan Soto. There's so many options that the Yankees have in the outfield, and a lot of this will come down as well to what will happen with Juan Soto. I think that's the big thing that really would, limit this trade or make it possible or not possible, and that's exactly what Jim Bowden has said as well. And this is what he had to say on that topic. That's an interesting trade idea. I'd make it if I'm the Cardinals, because they're building for a long term, and I think Dominguez will be the best player in the proposal in the long term, Bowden said. the Yankees would get one of the best closers in the sport in Ryan Helsely, a speedy center fielder in Scott, who would fit nicely between Juan Soto if they re-sign him and Aaron Judge in the outfield. However, Dominguez is the Yankees' best prospect, and I wouldn't trade him if they don't re-sign Soto. So if the Yankees don't re-sign Soto, they say no. I think this is a pretty important thing to look at, is what is going to happen with Juan Soto. I know that's the story of the MLB offseason. What's going to happen with Juan Soto? The Yankees, the Mets, two of the top teams, I would say at this point. Some reports saying the Mets, some reports saying the Yankees are the favorites, but I do still think the Yankees have a big boost and advantage in this. Being in the World Series this season, having the familiarity around the locker room, the clubhouse, I think there's a lot of things that the Yankees will be able to kind of possess with that Juan Soto side of things. But ultimately, Jasson Dominguez will be pretty much an immediate replacement in the internal side of things if the Yankees do not re-sign Juan Soto. And I think that even though there's a trade proposal for Jasson Dominguez, if this all could, of course, just speculation right now, but if a trade like this was given the opportunity for the Yankees, I think even if they don't get Juan Soto, you still need to consider that, especially with Ryan Helsely, 29 years old, how good he is. Victor Scott II, a prospect that is really under the radar around the MLB, but has so much potential that he won't turn out to be a Jasson Dominguez level prospect, but he could certainly climb the rankings in the Yankees system, in the Yankees pipeline, and definitely jump a few spots to where he is right now. Is, of course, 83 in the MLB by Baseball America. That is still not a bad ranking. As long as you're on that ranking, you're in the right spot, you're in the right direction, and of course, the futures game in 2023. He's shown every aspect of being able to become an elite prospect. It now is just a matter of time actually seeing him get into that spot. And at the MLB level, of course, as I mentioned, 53 games, just a below 200 average, but we also have to remember it's with the Cardinals, not in the best system, and also just being put into a lineup where they really didn't have too much going for them. But Jasson Dominguez, ultimately, I think, is going to be a player that certainly could be on the block. Someone that we've potentially seen be traded, or in reports of trades and stuff like that. And this is a tweet that we have from a few, I believe 2 weeks ago or something like that, from Eric Cubs of Barstool. And he said this: "I don't know if anything happens, but I get the vibe that from the tea leaves that the Yankees are shopping Dominguez for a big name." And there's someone who responded to this. Is this a random thought, or did I miss something? I know I didn't miss something. And they said, not a random thought, just something I've been hearing. Now, someone asked if there's any sources. He said, I'm not going to say, but someone with Barstool definitely has a bit more knowledge just than the normal person. So the fact that this came out, and now we're seeing a trade proposal with Ryan Helsely, a top name in the MLB, a top bullpen pitcher in the MLB, this really makes me think if this could be a legit trade, if this could be something with traction, if this could be something the Yankees are actually actively exploring rather than the St. Louis Cardinals exploring this. So I do think that it's going to be a very interesting thing to keep an eye on Jasson Dominguez, what goes on with him, and especially how that will coincide with the re-signing or ultimately loss of Juan Soto, and what the Yankees' outfield plan is going to be going forward. Some reports have been out there of Aaron Judge playing first. I have no idea why that would even be considered. I think that right now where Judge is the perfect spot, but there's a lot of options. The Yankees have in the outfield, Jasson Dominguez being one of them, Juan Soto being one of them, and they're also could be looking to add in the bullpen for Ryan Helsely, Victor Scott, and of course Steven Matz, who's another bullpen name. So many names that could be thrown out there in a possible trade for Jasson Dominguez, but ultimately I want to know, what do you think about this one? Obviously, still just a report, nothing imminent, nothing incoming, and a lot of speculation still involved, but what do you think about a trade for Jasson Dominguez, first of all? And second of all, how about a trade that involves Ryan Helsely, a bullpen pitcher who is an elite talent? And something like this, along the lines of this, could be perfect for the New York Yankees. But let me know. That's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.